This is Sanjay Subara, and I am going to be talking about the strategy case presentation on Managed by Q. I'm part of the May 2021 EMBA 24 cohort. Um, so, as an introduction, I'd like to give you an overview of the company Managed by Q, and it was founded in 2014 by Dan Dare and Saman Rahmanian. They provide cleaning, maintenance, and supply services, headquartered in New York and operational in New York, Chicago, and San Francisco. Their main philosophy is to hire employees on W-2s instead of contractors to reduce churn. They reduce training costs and also provide for better customer service. Transparency and delivery with performance checks is their motto. Making the service as simple as possible and efficient, along with paying their employees well, um, giving them sufficient hours of vacation and a 401k retirement plan is a part of their philosophy. Making employees function as sales professionals and getting constant feedback from their customers has helped them to get where they are. Next, going to the strength, weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. The strengths are they have a high customer retention, over 90%. They have a high profit margin, low turnover, sufficient funding, and a transparent and differentiated janitorial service. Their weaknesses being potential shortage of skilled employees, except for basic maintenance and cleaning services. And the opportunities being there are only three big contenders: the ABM Industries, Chani King, and ServiceMaster Clean. And there is a robust on-demand requirement, lower complexity for new market entrants, and there's a huge influx in the industrial value. When considering the threats, there's a lack of a perfect labor market. It varies from location to location. The industry is fragmented, fewer commercial buildings in a multitude of cities, and the existing of clone companies which are trying to copy the same principle. Next, going on to the analyzing the environmental factors. So from the political aspect, they focused on non-unionizing, avoided dealing with contracts, going with W-2s instead of 1099s, and avoided political hassles by going with the on-demand approach rather than going with the contracts. From the economic side, Q as a company had good financial growth, as can be seen from the next slide. And year over year, you can see that gross profit grew to almost more than $1 million just by the end of year 5. Also, the thing that you can notice is the number of clients kept growing, and the number of clients that left, or the churn clients, were a lot lower when compared to the non-Q clients, along with the employee churn, which is a significant factor when considering how good the company as a whole is. Now, going to the social aspect, the employees were treated well with benefits such as health insurance. They were provided ownership by giving them stock options, and then focusing on employee well-being, which in turn had an impact on the company performance. From the technology side of things, they created an app to customize the services, which can run on an iPad, added transparency through pictures and getting live feedback, added capability to outsource some of the services which you didn't service. And going next to the VRIO, trying to understand what resources which gave Q a competitive advantage, and how it can grow in established markets. So from the value standpoint, added training for the QA definitely helped improve service, but on the other hand, it also cost them a lot of money, and it helped improve customer satisfaction. Service was customizable, and the ease of access through an app helped their bottom line. Added It also added inclusion to the transparency aspect of things. From how rare it was, they did have very low employee churn. The benefits and the salary from the market standpoint for the employees was a lot better. They got realistic and real-time feedback from the customers, and uh, they got a chance to implement that as and when they came in. So from the imitation standpoint, it is relatively easier to imitate. Um, uh, there are options to have a web application or online website which can be built, and there are already clone companies which are running today using the same concept, and there is a huge surge in from the industry standpoint. From the aspect of being exploited by the organization, it's not a lean organization. There are more people with different locations. The technology available creates dependencies. There are some things which are transparent, and there are other things which need involvement from other vendors. Harder to avoid exploitation, as all the resources that are there are exposed. From what are the threats standpoint to the profits? So there, the suppliers, the janitor and the supplier, the sanitary supply distributors, which may make their own calls, and the third-party providers on which Q itself is dependent on. They're the new entrants who are taking up space. There are ones in Berlin and Chicago, and there's an incubator in San Francisco, which is also trying to come up with a similar business model. There are also the existing firms like ABM, the Johnny King, and the Service Master Clean, which form almost 10% of the entire market. And there are independent contractors who can work as substitutes. From the customer standpoint, it's just the office managers, the commercial class buildings, class B and class C, and companies which are running in areas between 6,000 and 20,000 square feet. So that sort of narrows down the customer basis. From a recommendation standpoint, as of today, the growth is almost phenomenal of 33% month over month, and there are already 228 offices in New York, 25 in Chicago, and 28 in San Francisco, which are being serviced within a year of the program being started. Given this, it will be ideal to offer more services and develop the customer base. So in order to do that, forming a strategic alliance with more vendors and getting more services and taking a percentage of the revenue would be a good option. Adding the following services such as mail management, key management, and inventory management will be a good peripheral addition, and helps them leverage their presence in the market. From the alternative standpoint, here are a few ideas. They could expand geographically to Boston, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., and going further, exploring international locations as well. Um, there is also the flexibility in exploring other options and services to be provided based on the different locations. Uh, the issues or the cons with this approach is there is supply and demand issues which are different in different locations. The pay scale and the structure would be different, and a simple unique model doesn't work um, for every unique location. So considering these, if we were to go around them, the goal would be to add one location at a time, try and focus on improvising and maximizing the performance at that location, and then going ahead with the other locations, adding a pay structure based on the local pay scale, and pricing the services suitably as well. Also, regarding managing different locations, you will need to add more personnel to manage strategies at different locations, enabling them to function independently. Regarding the metrics, so the organizational capacity, to increase that, uh, we would focus on adding 3 additional verticals, and to check the performance, we have a competency profile for each different vertical. The goal is to have 10% improvement in each vertical that's added year over year. And the initiatives would be to train people for new verticals and help them with the handoff uh, between additional vendors. Um, the other aspect would be from the internal process, would be to reduce the waste. Um, so the strategic objective is to increase efficiency and improve quality. And from the target standpoint, we would want 10% reduction in the waste generated. And from the program standpoint, you would track the amount of waste that's generated and get more metrics on it. From the customer standpoint, the idea would be to improve the ease of use, get a feedback score, and the target would be to increase 15% of the rating between 8 and 10, and collecting more data and tracking the relative change in the metrics as part of the initiatives. And now finally, to increase the liquidity, you would increase the margins and try and reduce the costs. So a key performance indicator is the operational margin. The goal is to reduce it 10% year over year. And one of the initiatives would be to account for all the time that's getting wasted and um, creating a metric out of it. So here are the references.